I'm Delayne Sigerman. I'm a current city council member for Kerrville, Texas, and I felt like the world of Kerrville would like to know how all the other people, businesses, friends, people in Kerrville handled this pandemic that we had, which no one had training for, or a book to go, a training manual to go by. So I found in talking to people there were many stories, and many stories that needed to get out, because a lot of times we think our story is the only one, and there are many other challenging moments for a lot of businesses in Kerrville. So I'm here with Kathy Sears Hall, who is an owner who, with her father, they help run and manage Center for Fitness. So Kathy, some questions for you. Where were you, or what went through your mind when you first thought you might have to close the gym, the Center for Fitness?
That would have been early March. You could almost feel it coming. Mm-hmm. And we were the first, to my knowledge, the first industry to entirely close March the 21st. So we had about 3 days warning to try to figure out what that meant to us, notifying our members, figuring out how to keep the facility up and running, trying to diminish our bills during that time or cut off some services, those kinds of things. So we did that kind of just a blitz over several days. And then it was about a week or two of, we don't know how long this is going to last, and is it going to be a longer or short term closure. And it finally started to feel a little bit longer term. And we had, one of the things that we had planned to do anyway, this is a 20-year-old facility. We've been in business for 45 years. And so we had an indoor pool that needed some attention, and we had planned to do it this year anyway. So we thought, well, while we're shut down, let's go ahead. We've been saving that money for years. Let's go ahead and spend it. So that was a positive sort of a, all right, we're gonna, not only for us to feel good about using that time, but for our members to know that y'all are gonna be here. You're not just gonna close up shop and not ever open. So it was a little bit of both ends, but it was a lot of money. Things take longer, and you want them to. And during that time, what I did is that's when all the federal loans packages started to become available, and that's a huge research effort just to find out what you're eligible for, how they work, what's forgivable, what's not, all those kinds of things. So I have an accounting degree, so I was able to use that part of my background to research all of those, try to make our employees feel comfortable that we were either doing something to pay them or we could hand them another resource. A lot of our folks are contractor workers, the personal trainers and instructors, and we weren't eligible to apply for a loan on their behalf, but they could. So trying to educate them and getting them up to speed.
I know you did a great job of reopening, because I was here for reopening. But I'm always so pleased, even if you feel you're going a little bit above what you need to do, I think that makes your customers and members feel so comfortable, and I did. But tell me, how challenging was that to lay the land out?
And I ended up going to more than 20 webinars from home on not only these loan packages that we just talked about, but how to open safely, what to expect when you open. You know that you're going to have two extreme groups of people who have never been worried about the virus and who can't wait to come in the door, and people who are so afraid of getting out at all, and when they get out they want to feel safe.
Right.
So the good thing is we had concrete guidance from the governor on how to set up sanitation, what our staff should expect to do in terms of masks and gloves, what our members were expected to do. So we had all that outlined, but we got together as a team the week before we opened and said, how do we want to approach it? Let's customize it so it feels right for us, it feels right for our members, but also how are we going to manage the occupancy levels that we're given? How are we going to do this, that, and the other? And just that collective mindset, we were able to come up with something that worked and try to manage those two different extremes of our members. And so far so good. It's been slow, But every week we're getting a few more people and a few more people, and you can tell. I've even had
Confidence
comments,
is
I don't
coming
mind
back.
cleaning my own equipment. I don't mind, doing this and the other,
Right.
as long as I can work out.
So, silver linings, besides what you just said earlier about the projects that you got to do, and
Yeah.
what other silver linings do you think you got from it?
I think because, and this is my own personal opinion, because people were told they couldn't go to a gym, that many of them now want to come back. And so that's a good thing.
There you
I also
go.
know that, and this is universal,
funny.
that people have told me that they have gotten weaker, their balance has gotten worse, they can't do what they used to do, they get a little winded when they come back here, so now they know the value of a consistent workout.
Interesting.
They also miss each other, and that has been nice to see that everybody can connect in a personal way, but still stay safe, you
Right.
know.
Well, I think Kerrville is like that. I'm finding,
Yeah.
with the food hotline that we had probably as many callers that wanted to donate money towards the fund as we had people calling that needed the food. So,
Oh my
and
goodness.
it's just one aspect that's asking for support, and it seems like no matter how many times you go back to the people in Kerrville, when it's a need that they see right before them that's going to affect their city and their friends and their neighbors and their businesses, they
step it up.
They do. They step right up and
They
help.
do, yeah.
But I'm glad
You're
to hear you
right.
say that. I,
Yeah,
I wasn't
it's
sure.
It's been really
That's
heartwarming.
great.
Yeah.
How do you see Center for Fitness going forward?
We're going to step by step follow manage through the guidelines. We already know that there's one, we have not been able to open up any of the showers up until now. That's going to be coming soon.
Okay.
So we have to figure out how are we going to execute that. We still have to keep the occupancy level within certain restrictions,
Right.
and then there's additional cleaning service that has to be
Implemented?
involved in that. So those are going to be the things that we have to learn as we go. The loan, we do have one loan. The other one is coming, and then we're going to have a payback schedule for that. So we've got those are things that we need to figure out as well. And then I think the real challenge, the gut challenge for us, is to figure out how to get some of those people back that maybe they've just broken the cycle. They have not been working out, and they're not used to that
Yeah,
routine
that habit's
again.
gone
So
away.
they're comfortable getting out, but they just need a little nudge. They need encouragement. Well, how do we
Do that.
encourage them to come back in a way that makes them feel we're not pressuring them to come back and doing something that they're not comfortable with? So that's a little fine line we've got to figure out how to
Well, let's
walk.
knock on wood, because if the test results still continue to come back negative and our cases remain low, if any, that's going to be the biggest support
Yeah.
for all the businesses.
Yeah.
But word
Yeah.
of mouth, I've been talking to those who haven't quite come back. I have a couple of friends who haven't yet, and explaining how comfortable I feel. We really do spread our mats out the distance that we're supposed to. We really do all the things. So,
Yeah.
maybe over time when they see that we're remaining healthy through it all.
Yes.
Because, sometimes you can't fast forward
No.
through that process, but I'm hopeful.
Yeah,
that it will
the
get
mask
there.
issue is an interesting one because I had a call today. Somebody wants to come back, but they said, I wear a mask out and it's hard to breathe, and I can't imagine exercising in that mask. Well, the mask it's not required. It's not, the governor he said, please consider wearing a mask. And so there are certain health conditions, emphysema. We've got people with COPD, they need to exercise, but we don't want them gasping for
Right.
breath.
Right.
So I'm encouraging people to talk to their doctor, and
That's a
maybe the
good
two of
idea.
them come up with a plan. So yeah.
So thank you for being here,
Thank
Kathy.
you, Delayne.
I wish you the best.
Thank you very much.
And I will be here
so
to
glad you're
support
back.
Glad to be back. And that wraps up our interview for the moment. Thank you.